friends. How are you? Okay, understand. I understand.
And we're live! Welcome to English Palette! My name is Jack, and if you're joining us today, that's awesome because we have a special treat for you. We will be practicing our communication skills. Thank you again for joining us today. This is so exciting. I'm grateful that you decided to spend some time with us here. If you are joining us from Discord, say hi in the English classroom chat. And if you are joining us from Twitch, then where we are live right now, say hi in the chat. This would be awesome to see who is here, because sometimes I feel like I'm talking to the camera, but I am talking to real people. So if you're joining, there are also other ways of staying in touch with English Palette. We are on YouTube, we are on Facebook. If that's what you prefer, make sure you follow all the social media pages so that you are notified of the upcoming classes. And I'm just so excited. Thank you again for joining us today. And I hope that everyone is feeling fine. Is everyone feeling fine? This is how I'm feeling.
Wow, I feel good.
I'm feeling great.
I don't.
I feel good. Oh yeah, I know someone said it. They're cold. Yes, it's cold. Okay. But you know what? There's another reason why we should feel good right now. Because
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
it's Friday.
Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
You see?
And
It's Friday. That's why we should. I hope, guys, you are excited about that.
Should we laugh or should we cry?
Yes, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. So
Tomorrow is weekend.
tomorrow's
It's time
weekend.
to celebrate from.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. You worked hard all week long, and now it's time to celebrate.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
so nice. Let's see who is here. I have a picture here of a classroom, but actually my classroom is full of people. So I really appreciate you guys being here. And how are you today? You already know that I feel good. What about others?
Yeah.
Anybody else would like to say how you are this morning, or this evening, or this afternoon, or this night, depending
Yeah,
on where
me.
you're connecting? Yes. Manit?
Uh,
Manit,
yeah,
go for
Manit.
it. How are you today?
Hi everyone. I am Manit. I am feeling good when I wake up today morning. I am full of energy, and I thought that this day is the last day of the week, and from tomorrow onwards the weekend start. And there is 2 days, and I have 2 days to celebrate, to do shopping,
Excellent.
to eat whatever I like to do cooking.
Oh, that's awesome, Manit.
Oh.
You enjoy cooking. So do you have any plans for this weekend? Do you have any plans?
Yeah, I will cook chicken biryani. If
Biryani.
you know about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, biryani. That's one of my favorite dishes. That's awesome. Thank you,
Yeah, mine
Manit.
too.
Thank you. That's great. Well, let's give a big applause to Manit. Thank you. That was very good.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. You're joining us today. Anybody else? How are you today? But remember, you are not allowed to say good anymore. You have to use another word. How are you today?
Complicated.
I am actually feeling very tired right now.
Oh,
I'm good.
Gun Gramier. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You are tired. What
No,
do you?
that's not. It was not me.
Oh, it was not
It
you?
was someone else. That
Okay,
is
who was
tired.
that? Who was that?
It was me, zombie.
Oh, zombie.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
not a zombie.
zombie, you're tired. What do you do when you're tired? Do you drink coffee?
No, 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 no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. Okay. Well, I hope you feel better. Anybody else? How are you feeling today? Anybody else?
Complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated. Okay. All right. Okay, very good. Well, I'm just so glad I have a room full of people. That's wonderful, guys. Awesome. So, listen, today, we first of all, I want to say a big thank you to our hosts. And our host is the English Hub. The English Hub is a Discord server for English learners. If you want to practice English, if you want to meet international people from all over the world, if you want to make new friends, check out the link in the video description for the invite to the Discord server called the English Hub. It's a rapidly growing community. Guys, if you're not on Discord yet, you should get on it right away, okay? The English Hub is waiting for you. That's
sorry
right.
to interrupt.
Yes. Manit?
Sorry to interrupt. Where will I? Yeah, I'm asking where will I get the link you are talking about?
Okay, the link I'm talking
And
about...
actually, I'm new here. Yesterday, I am.
Very good.
Actually,
Welcome.
I'm new here yesterday.
Yes, Manit. I'm so
Yeah,
glad that you
yesterday I
joined
have
us
downloaded
today.
this app.
Yes, we are live. We are live on Twitch. So the Twitch channel was just posted. I'll just repost it again. So everybody please head on to...
Okay.
Okay. All right, I just sent you the link. Oh, thank you, Sapphire. Oh, you're a lifesaver. So basically, that's where I am live. Of course, if you missed this class and if you're watching it later, well, it's all recorded for your convenience. There's also a YouTube link where even after the video is gone from Twitch, you can still watch it on YouTube. So once again, thank you to the English Hub people. This is great. Now, there's another thing I wanted to mention. Okay, before we get started, today's topic, guys, today's topic is cultural differences. Cultural differences. Some of you may know that I lived many years of my life in Japan, so I can tell you a lot about cultural differences between Japan and some other countries where I lived as well. So today I just wanted to open up the class with an anecdote, a funny story that I heard from a colleague of mine when I was living in Japan. He was a new teacher to Japan. He just came from Canada to Japan and he was teaching there just for a short time. And then one day, somebody invited him to a Japanese wedding. So, of course, my Canadian colleague wanted to look very nice. He put on a nice suit, black suit, because he thought black suit was very elegant. He thought black suits is very elegant. And then in addition, he put on a black tie because he thought black is really the most elegant color. And he put a black tie on and he went towards the hotel where the wedding reception was going to take place. Well, as soon as he entered the hotel, two men jumped on top of him, dragged him away to a room, to a janitor's room, and they started to remove his black tie. And instead, he has no idea what was going on. And instead, they gave him a white tie, and they said, wear this. So you see what happened. My colleague did not understand that in Japan, you never, ever wear a black tie to a wedding, because black ties are reserved only for funerals, guys. Only for funerals.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So there you go. So that was a close call, we call it, right? A close call. They really grabbed him so that he could enjoy the party and, didn't embarrass himself and the couple that was getting married. Yeah. So culture, guys, culture. So when we talk about culture, there are different things, right? What do you think? What are some things that are very clear about culture when we talk about culture? Anybody? I already mentioned the way we dress, yeah? Like the way we dress is very different. What else is there in culture that is specific?
Parental
Yeah,
expectation.
Parental expectations. Okay. Parental expectations means what parents want you to do, right?
How you
Yes.
greet person first time,
Right.
how you meet with strangers, and how would you meet with your friends and families.
Yes, that's right. How you greet others and so on. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, in Japan, when you meet someone for the first time, handshakes are not very common. Instead, people bow because they want to show respect, right? But you see, the thing is that people do certain things but they have good reasons for it, right? So in one culture, handshake works because you want to have smooth relationships. In another culture, bowing works because you also want to have smooth relationships. So people do different things, but sometimes they have the reason why they do those things is the same. So probably, maybe some of you are familiar with something called the cultural iceberg. Cultural iceberg. Let me just bring it up on the screen. Just very quickly. Cultural iceberg. So some people say culture is like an iceberg, which, it's a big piece of ice floating in the water, in the ocean. And the top part is the things that we see, right? The top part is the thing that we see, such as the clothes that we wear, the language, or the behavior, like when people bow, or sometimes festivals, right? Like each culture has its own festivals they celebrate, and so on and so on. But then, as you go deeper, there are things that are hidden about the culture that we don't actually know until we live there and we experience it. And some of these things are, they shock us. So we could experience culture shock. So things like, maybe heritage or the role in the family. What's the role of the father, or what's the role of the mother? How should children behave? And also in class, like if you're in class, things like what is a good teacher or what is a good student? The expectations are different in different cultures, right? I'm sure you have some experiences. If you studied in another country, you might think, for example, a teacher might sit on the desk and say, "Hi, my name is Jack." Okay, and then you might be surprised. What? You never sit on a desk. That's disrespectful, right? But you see, maybe in your culture that's disrespectful because there is a social distance, right, between the teacher and the students. But in this culture, the teacher wants to close the gap and have a good relationship with his students or her students. And that's why they are doing this. They say, "Call me Jack," for example. All right, so I hope you understand that culture is much more complex than just clothes or what we do in different times of the year. Excellent, but I talk too much, guys. Instead, let's get into the main activity today, which is going to be discussions.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. Before we do that, before we go into the discussions, I just wanted to tell you that, I wanted to refresh the discussion language. This is available on my website. You can download it if you want. If not, just don't worry. I'll refresh the language that I would like you to use during our discussions. So just like a person who is building houses has many tools, when we are interacting with others, we also have to have a bag full of tools for different parts of conversation and discussion in this case. So confirming meaning is one of those tools. We need to confirm. Did the person say they are tired or they are excited? So clarify. Did you mean to say, are you saying that cultures are all the same? Or are you saying that this culture is better than that culture? Okay, we want to clarify. Then we want to provide feedback too, right? Feedback, which means to let the other person know that we're listening to them carefully. So, oh, really? I see. Really? Oh, Okay, so I want participants today to have unmuted microphones during the time of the discussion so that you can easily interject and give verbal feedback. It's really important. Then the most important thing about the discussion is to be able to give an opinion. And all your teachers will be probably looking at that. They will be looking, oh, is this student able to give a clear opinion? And then are they able to support it with evidence or examples? So you say things like, I think that all cultures are basically the same. Or I feel that the culture I'm in, it doesn't suit my personality. Or you can say, it seems to me that, or as far as I'm concerned, and so on and so on. Why not use this one? Personally speaking. Okay, personally speaking. If you haven't used this expression, use it. Because, try to expand your vocabulary. And then, of course, the flip side of it is we need to ask other people for their opinions too, right? So asking for an opinion is important. So what do you think about that? What do you think about this question? We're looking at question 1 or 2. What do you think about that? And then we want to encourage other people to speak. So would anyone like to add to what, let's say, Tracy said? Does anybody have anything else to add? And then, of course, we want to respond. We want to respond to other people's opinions. So that's an interesting point. Wow. Well, I never thought of that. That's a good point. And if you are in the same camp, if you think, oh, wow, somebody else is thinking the same way, then you can say that you agree. Yes, I see what you mean. That's true. I completely agree. You may be right. Yes, I think so too. Well, sometimes things don't go, sometimes the opinions are different from what you think. And it's also important to disagree. So you have to clearly express your opinion, saying that you don't agree. Because that's what makes a discussion fruitful, because people have different opinions and they bounce them off of each other. So you can say, yes, I see your point, but, or you can say, that may be, however, or you can say, yes, but I don't think that you considered this aspect. Or you can say, I'm not so sure I agree. Or if you strongly disagree, we can use one of these phrases. I absolutely disagree. Or I strongly disagree, okay? But then be ready to support why you disagree. And especially for our summarizers, which I will explain about the roles of each discussion in just a moment, it's important that you know these phrases. Like, okay, so far we've said that everyone agrees all cultures are similar. Or you can say, to sum up, we've said that there are many difficult cultural differences from one culture to another. Or if people have a different opinion, you can always say there seems to be some disagreement there. So again, this worksheet is available on my website if you want, but if not, I think you've just refreshed your language. That's great. What I'd like you to do is use it as much as possible during the discussion. Okay, during the discussion, let's use it. All right, and now let's get rid of that iceberg. What we're going to do is we're going to introduce today's discussion questions. All right. Okay, today's topic is cultures, as you know, and this is the post on my website, which has all these questions in advance. I asked you to read them so that you come prepared, you have ideas to share. And of course, we are going to talk our head off, which means we will be talking a lot. Discussion questions. So first of all, we are going to I'll introduce the questions for those who are new here, and I'll give you a chance to think about it if you haven't had a chance to read them. First question is about someone's opinion. Someone has an opinion here. Cultural differences often cause serious problems. It is better for people to stay in their own countries rather than migrate. So this person is saying it's better if you stay in your own country, don't travel to another culture, because you can avoid many problems. Do you agree with this opinion? Yes or no? Remember, support your view. Question number 2. Would you prefer to live in a monoculture? Now, monoculture, mono means one. It's a country that has predominantly one culture. So, for example, South Korea would be such an example of a country where there is predominantly Korean culture. Or would you prefer to live in a multicultural society? Multicultural society means, like, for example, in Canada, where there are various cultures living together. Why? Explain. Now, question number 3 is, and I anticipate there will be a lot of discussion about this. Is it better to marry someone from the same cultural background as your own, or another cultural background? Sorry, I'm going to edit this question. We're talking about marrying someone from your own culture or marrying someone from another culture. Why or why not? Support your view. All right, that's an interesting question. Question number 4. Do you think that the English language, now that's a more difficult question, guys. English language comes with its own values, with its own cultural baggage. Do you think it has an impact on a negative impact on minor cultures? Do you think the culture of the English language can overpower some other cultures that are maybe in danger of disappearing? What do you think about that? Right? So we'll be talking about the force or the power of the culture of English language and whether it has impact on other cultures. And question number 5, some people think that if everyone in the whole world spoke the same language, we would be able to achieve world peace. See? So some people think that our disagreements, our problems stem from us speaking different languages, and language is connected to culture. So if you had one language, maybe that would make our culture more uniform, and that means people would be able to live in peace. Do you agree or not? I will ask you in just a moment. Do you have any questions about the questions? Do you have any questions about the questions? This is a good time to ask questions about the questions. Do you understand the questions? All right, I'm looking at the chat. Everybody's fine.
About I have no question about the questions, but can you give me the link to your website where I can?
Oh, okay. Yes, sure. Just a second.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, I'm giving you the link. Okay, by the way, if you are on Twitch, you can just scroll down on the page and you will see all kinds of information, how to reach me and how to find my website. Here is the link, okay? All right. By the way, is anybody watching in Twitch? Because nobody's saying anything in the chat, okay? I wonder if the chat is broken. Are you listening? Say hello. Okay, very good. Thank you. I guess we're live. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. So that's as far as questions are concerned. And now what I want to do is before we assign our leaders to the questions, to our discussion group, I need to explain to you a little bit about the roles of each person in the discussion group. Okay. So, or maybe some of you are repeaters here, so maybe you can explain. Yes, that's a better solution. Leader, what's the responsibility of a discussion leader? Anyone would like to explain? What's the responsibility of a discussion leader? Anybody? Do you remember from last class?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leaders should always try to engage everyone in the conversation.
All right.
Take everyone's yeah.
So we used
to participate.
That's right. A leader. A leader should make sure that there's no silence, that everybody's engaged, right? So if there's silence, then you can say, "What do you think about that question?" and so on, right? So I use the example of a game of volleyball. You don't want the ball to hit the ground. You want it to stay in the air. And that's the leader's job. Very good. Very good. Now, we have also a timekeeper because unfortunately all academic discussions are timed. We cannot go over time, so we have to learn also the time management skills. So the role of the timekeeper is self-explanatory. Timekeeper looks at the timer and says, okay, maybe it's time to move on to the next question. But of course, the timekeeper is also part of the discussion. So timekeeper has two roles: exchanging ideas, but also watching the time. Then we have active participants. An active participant is just someone who voices their opinion a lot. And I hope that you get to do that today. And now here's an interesting, curious role: the devil's advocate. The devil's advocate. That's a very important role in the discussion group. Guys, who wants to explain what the devil's advocate is?
Devil's advocate will advocate for the generally a view that is not generally accepted and everyone opposes it, but he still puts it up and upholds the.
I see.
That's it. That's what I do every time.
That's what you do every time. Yes, that's exactly true, Sapphire. Yes, so thank you for that. Devil's advocate is voicing the view that is not popular. And that is not to make everybody angry, but it is to help people who are making the argument formulate it better, or maybe find some problems with the argument. And a lot of companies do this when they are launching a marketing campaign and they are having meetings about how to launch a new product. They need the devil's advocate who is criticizing the product so that they can come up with better ideas. Yes? Do you have any comments, Manit?
No, sorry.
No, that's okay. That's right. Yeah, by the way, you can anytime jump in and ask me questions. That's the point of this interactive way of teaching online. I just don't want to talk by myself. Okay, and then finally we have summarizer, who at the end of the discussion is going to select just a few points that are maybe interesting, or something that stood out for you, something that is worth sharing with others. Remember, summarizers you don't have to go through all the questions. Just select 2 or 3 points that were really interesting during the discussion. Okay? All right. Any questions about this part? Do you have any questions about that? Is everything clear? Is everything clear? Yes.
Yeah, I think
okay, very good. Everything is clear.
Yes.
All right. So I think we're ready to move into the discussion part of our lesson. Yes.
Let's go. Yeah.
I need to bring up this screen, which is our wheel. Wheel is going to decide who is getting what role in our discussion. Okay. But now I'll just open the floor to volunteers to discuss the topic of cultural differences. All right. Who would like to join our first round of discussions? We will probably do 2 or 3 rounds, I hope. Okay. So who wants to go this time around? Just unmute your mic and tell me.
I can volunteer.
Joe? Okay, Joe, thank you so much. Joe, welcome. More people?
Thank you.
I can volunteer too.
Sorry, who was
Sure.
that? Uncle?
Count me in.
Uncle, okay, here we go. Uncle. We'll just call you Uncle, is that okay? Or Lek? Lek, you prefer?
Yeah.
Lek, okay, thank you, Lek, that's good. Did you say Trouvail? Trouvail, is that?
Yes.
Okay, is that
Yes.
how, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah.
Trouvail. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for volunteering. Okay, we need 3 more individuals.
I can do it.
Okay, who was that? I just didn't see the name flash on my...
Castle Black.
Castle Black? Yes, thank you, Castle Black. What a cool name.
Thank you.
Castle.
I'll also join.
I am too.
Okay, just a second. Who was that? Tell me your name because I'm looking at...
Joy Division.
Joy Division. Okay, Joy Division. Interesting
I'll join
name.
as well.
Okay, who is that? Gun Gramier?
Yes. I will
Okay.
join.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you so much. So we have six participants for this round. Thank you so much for all those who volunteered. Woo. Let's load the wheel, guys. Let's load the wheel. Here we go. Too many windows open. When you have 50 windows open on your computer. Here we go. This is the selection of the leader. Oh, there you go. Joy Division, you are our leader, okay? You are our leader.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay?
I'll try my best.
Yes, I think you can do a great job. All right, we're going to remove your name, and now we're going to select the next role, which was that of timekeeper. And by the way, today I switched the music to Greek music because we're talking about cultural differences. So I thought, let's introduce some Greek music. Let's go. All right, congratulations. Travail, you are our timekeeper today, okay? But remember, that doesn't mean you don't discuss. You're also part of the discussion. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, very good. All right, next active participant number 1. Here we go. Very good. Gun Gramier, I think it's a very fitting role for you. I hope you're going to enjoy it and talk your head off. Next, active participant number 2. And it's Joe. What? Just a second. Just a second. Wait a second. Well, I thought Joe was our leader.
It's Joy Division.
Oh, right. Joy Division.
Yeah, I'm Joe, yeah.
Okay.
The leader is Joy Division, and yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Thank you.
And Joe is our active participant number 2. Sorry about that. Okay, and now, who is going to be our devil's advocate? Okay. All right. Definitely Lek. Okay. Lek.
Wait.
What? A question?
Devil advocate.
Okay, devil's advocate is you can express your own opinion, but if you realize that everyone has the same opinion and the conversation stops, then it is your job to introduce the opposing view. So, for example, if somebody says, "Oh, yes, I think the best choice is to marry someone from your culture," then you can say, "Well, actually, I don't agree." And then you have to introduce the opposing view, okay? Just to make the conversation more interesting.
Even
excuse me, can you?
Sorry, sorry, Lek, you had a question?
If the conversation comes into a halt, I have to introduce new views, even
That's
if
right.
I disagree with them.
Yes, even if you disagree with them. Says, well, you don't have to say, I think so, but you can say, but what about this? You can say, but some people might think that like that. So what can you say to them? See what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, there was another question. I don't want to go ignore anybody here. Yes, did you have a question?
Can you
Yes.
explain what's my job again?
So Joy Division, you're a leader. So that means you are going to read the question, and then you are going to point to people if there's silence. If people are not speaking up, then you need to say, what do you think, Gun Gramier? What do you think, Joe? Do you agree with Travail? And so on, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to do a great job.
I'm a bit nervous.
Oh, don't worry. And of course, you can express your own opinion as well. Everyone is participating, but it's just some people have a specific function in addition to exchanging their opinions. All right. So Lek is our devil's advocate, and I think the summarizer, there is 100% chance that it's going to be Castle Black.
And so what do I have to do?
Okay, Castle Black. Castle Black summarizer at the end when we already run out of time. We will ask you to pick up a few points that were most interesting about the discussion. Okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
So you will do the summary. Okay, everybody. Here we go.
Okay.
I hope everybody's excited. I think I'm excited.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. The first round. We're going to enter our first round of discussions. Once again, the questions are on the screen. Remember, there's a mistake in question number 3 because we are talking about marrying someone from the same culture, and there's a mistake here, or another culture. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. I should read my questions more carefully. Ready, guys? I'll bring up my timer. The leader, if you are ready, let's go.
Okay, let us start our first conversation. Who will start first? Joe? Castle Black?
Yes, Yep, I can start, but which question do we start?
The first one, I think.
Yeah, can you just, read the question?
Okay. The question is, cultural difference often cause serious problems.
Okay.
It's
okay.
better for people stay in their own countries rather than migrate. Do you agree with this opinion? Support your view.
Okay, can I start?
Sure, please do.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think that, people shouldn't stay in their own countries. I believe that, the cultural diversity bring richness and, bring much more positive additions to a country. If we look at a list of countries, there are many data out there, the happiest countries, the countries with the longest life expectancy, the most educated countries. When we look at these lists and these researches, we see that the top 10 generally top 10 countries, they are, more culturally diverse, like, Canada, maybe Australia, United States. These countries are, very culturally diverse. There are, more than one language people speak. Canada even has, 2 official languages, unlike most other countries. And when we look at their data regarding their education level, their, life expectancies, their happiness, if we want to, look at in a simple way, we see that these countries are the happiest, they are the, most educated countries, they are the countries with the longest life expectancy. That's why I think, migration from different countries, cultural diversity bring happiness, richness, and, so I believe that, cultural diversity brings positive additions to a country. That's all from me for now.
Okay, very well. Okay, who is next?
I completely agree with Joe's opinion that cultural diversity can bring prosperity into a country. So, Lek, what would you think? Would you weigh in your opinion? Lek, hello.
I completely agree with your opinions, but I would like to add a few points of my own. I do agree that cultural difference can often cause problems, sometimes very severe. But tackle that problems by um, by stopping cultural difference altogether is gonna make it more problematic than solving it. Introducing your culture to other will create a multicultural workplace and a multicultural country, which, like all of you have said, can create a lot of positive effects on people and the country. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I too think many times migration is not a choice but a necessity. For example, people from developing countries move towards developed ones. It's mostly to seek for education, better health, and job security. And yes, there are many chances that problems may arise, but staying in the same place with the fear of cultural inappropriation would be really stupidity. Don't you think so?
Um, could you clarify that?
Um,
Was it who was it again?
yeah, it was trouble. What I meant was many times migration is not a choice; it is a necessity for people, and uh, and staying in the same country with the fear that we may hamper somebody else's culture will be stupidity. Rather, we should integrate the culture and learn from them.
I see.
Did you get that?
That's also a good point of view in cultural difference. Um, I think that's all. We all agree that cultural differences is very beneficial. So, leader, what's our next question? Would you like to tackle number 3? Would
I
you
think
guys
we should
do-
go on with another question.
Yeah. I think we really should move on. Would you guys like to tackle number 3? Guys, hello.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what
Okay.
was the question number
Okay.
3?
Let's now move on to the third question.
Leader, could you please read the question?
Okay. The question is it better to marry someone from the same cultural background or another cultural background? Why or why not support your will? That's all.
So, yeah. May I start the conversation?
Okay.
So yeah, I believe my stance here is that it is up to the person. It depends on the person if he or she would like to marry someone in a different culture background.
Yeah.
This is also, I think this is also seen in a show, 90 Days, 90 Days Fiance, if I'm not mistaken, and it could also be, marrying someone in a different culture could also be seen as a challenge for a couple to improve or to improve their relationship. This could also help people develop a more deeper understanding for other cultures, and people would be, I think, more open to other cultures. So yeah, that's my opinion to it.
Thank you, Gangrimir. I see your points, and you have some very good points, but I think that it's a bit different from our previous points. When the migration to a different country, I think when you are marrying someone, it would be better to marry someone from your background or someone similar to your cultural background. Why? Because I think that when you marry someone, you basically merge your lives. You are living in the same household, like most of your time you spend together. So if there's major difference between your cultures, you and your partner, I think it might cause serious problems because you are with your partner like almost 7 days and 24 hours. So if there are major differences between your cultures, like I said, it might cause some problems and it might cause some difficulties for your relationship. Just an example, you know that the eating habits are very different in different countries. If you are, for example, if your culture tells you to be vegan or be vegetarian, or don't eat some kind of food, and your spouse or your wife or your husband prefer to eat it, I think it might cause some problems, because if your religion tells you to forbid something, I think if your wife or your husband practicing an opposition to that, it might cause some problems. Like I said, it's different than migration to a different country. You are basically living in the same roof, under the same roof. That's why I think that maybe marrying someone from your culture might be the better option here. Yeah.
I see.
I think you have made a very good point, but I have to disagree with you on this. First of all, a different cultural background can lead to conflict, but that doesn't mean that the partners can't come to mutual respect and understanding of each other culture. If they can do that, I'm pretty sure that if there are a different belief in their big difference in their culture, it wouldn't be a problem. That's just my opinion.
Yes. Is everyone done?
Yes.
Or do you have any more opinion?
Castle Black, you don't talk too much. Can you offer your opinions?
Oh, Castle Black, you have a chance.
Hello? Hello, hello, are you there?
Yes, we can hear you. Wait.
No, that wasn't Castle Black. I'm sorry.
sorry.
I think we kind of ran out of time. Thank you, guys.
Okay, the first round is
wow.
over.
Thank you so much, guys. That was just amazing. That was just amazing. Don't you think so?
Yes.
Yes, it was very good. I think it was very good.
Yeah, that was really great.
It's good experience.
Yeah, a very good experience, I think, for everybody. Hey, guys, so yeah, how did you do? First of all, I'll ask the participants. What did you think about your own performance? Yeah, give us your feedback.
I think I did bad.
Sorry, maybe let's ask Lek. Lek, you were first. Go ahead.
I stutter a lot.
You stutter?
And I make yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I make some contradictory points.
Do you think, is it because you're nervous? Maybe? A little bit?
No, just inexperience.
Oh, okay. Well, that's, I think that's why you're here. And I think after this, you're going to do much better, right? Actually, to be honest, I didn't notice that much. I think most people, when they're in a discussion, they pay attention to the ideas, not necessarily the language. So you don't have to worry about it, I think. Mm-hmm. That's just practice more. That's good. That's good. Anybody else? How did you do?
I think that I use so much. Like every 3 or 2 words I use and I gotta stop doing that.
This is this is a common thing, and yeah, it takes some practice if you really want to get rid of this. But
yeah,
it's not that annoying, I don't think. a lot of people use that, or some people say like, yeah, a lot of likes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
even, you know, native speakers of English do that all the time. But yes, I'm glad that you noticed that, and you probably want to reduce that, right? A little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's great. Excellent. Yeah, anybody else? How did you do?
I did worse than expected.
Oh yeah? Why? Well, sorry, what do you mean?
For me at least, I think I did worse than expected. Like wait, I have a few problems talking. I stutter a lot. I am redundant most of the time. So yeah, I did worse than I expected. Like even though I talk a lot, I am redundant, and I always stutter and uh, pause a lot when talking. So
you know what? You shouldn't be too hard on yourself. I think all of you did. First of all, you did an amazing job. Okay, so I think it's important that you acknowledge that. You acknowledge the good. First of all, first and foremost, and I think that was pretty amazing. The topic of culture is not easy to talk about, right? And you were able to express your opinions and actually even react to one another's opinion, right? You even use the language for, oh, I disagree, and so on. So I think as a teacher, I am very satisfied with this round. Really satisfied. Great job, everybody.
Thank you.
Great job. Yeah. I also thought there were a lot of interesting points raised. We had an interesting point from Travail. Travail said that migration is not a choice. Sometimes you have to go from one culture to another, and that causes some problems too, right? Because you don't necessarily want to be there. You have to be there if you are a refugee, for example. Am I correct in restating your point, Travail?
Yes.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, so overall, I think that was a really, really good. And I think moving forward, it should be even more interesting. We didn't get to cover all the questions, but that's okay. That's not important, right? It's not that important. Maybe we'll get to cover some other questions in our second round. All right. So are you guys excited? Let's do another round, okay? Because I want students to be talking more. So let's do another round.
Let's go.
All right. Now you're calling for volunteers. Calling for volunteers. Who's going for round 2?
I'm gonna do it again.
Sorry, who was that?
I was
Nitus?
just joining. So can you tell me something about this discussion or this classroom?
All right, this discussion is about cultural differences. So we are just calling for volunteers to take part in the discussion. The questions will be
about what is or how to live in a culture, or what do you mean?
Yeah, the discussion questions will be provided for you. So all you have to do is just speak your mind. Tell us your opinion about these questions.
All right.
Okay.
So
would you like to take a part? Okay, Nitus. Thank you so much for volunteering. Anybody else? Gun Gramier wants. Yes, Gun Gramier. Let's. I want to give you a chance too. If there are people who want to go first time, I want to give them preference. But if they want to go second time, that's good too. All right. So who wants to
I
go?
would like to join. Osman.
Osman? Okay, Osman. Thank you. Osman is joining us next. And another person?
I can volunteer again. I don't want to dominate, the practice, but I can volunteer again if it's okay for you.
Sorry, who was that? I need to see the name.
It's Joe. It's Joe.
It's Joe. Okay, Joe and Gramier want to do it again.
I'll also try if you don't find people.
Yeah. So do we have volunteers for the first time around? Anybody?
I want to join.
Okay.
As the APE and AS.
A-P-E-N-A-S. Okay, A-P-E-N-A-S.
I'd like to answer.
A-P-E-N-A-S. Who was that?
I'm Zahra.
Sarah?
Yeah, it's Z-E-H-R-A.
Oh, Zahra. Okay, okay. Zahra, right? Zahra?
Yeah, you can just say Zahra.
Zahra,
but it's
okay.
fine.
Zahra, so we have 4. And yes, somebody, yes, there's somebody who is, I cannot read your name. It's a £45. If you want to join, you have to unmute your mic. £45. Are you with us? Well, unless you speak up, I can. Yes, £45. What do you think?
I'd like to join.
You'd like to join? Okay, £45. So I'm sorry, I don't have pound on my keyboard, but I'll just call you 45. Is that okay? Or do you prefer another name?
45 is fine.
Okay, 45. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, maybe Joe and Sapphire and Gungramir. Well, let's try in round 3. Okay, so maybe there are still volunteers for first time around. Anybody?
Yeah, sure, it's all good.
Okay, who is that? Who wants to go for the first time around? Come on, guys. Let me don't make me play elevator music. Who was that?
Omen.
Omen. Okay, Omen. Thank you so much, Omen. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Excellent. Thank you so much to our volunteers. First, we are going to draw our leader, discussion group leader. So let me bring up the wheel. And
let's go.
Let's go, guys. We're drawing the leader now. Okay. Congratulations, Osman. You are the leader of this group. Okay, your job is to make sure there's no silence and that people are engaged in a discussion. Next, timekeeper. It's Omen. Congratulations. You're the timekeeper. Make sure that the group doesn't dwell too long on one question. Active participant is next. And it's Zahra. Congratulations, Zahra. You have to talk a lot. That's the main job of active participant. Active participant number 2. Congratulations, happiness. Is that how you're also expected to speak a lot? Okay. And now, who is going to be our devil's advocate? Let's see. Oh, I'm kind of short. Okay, let's see. Devil's advocate. Did I miss somebody? Nitus, you are going to be our devil's advocate, okay? Now, do you understand what the devil's advocate is? Because...
No,
okay,
I don't know.
Okay, so your primary job is, yes, you can speak your mind and normally express your opinion, but if suddenly the whole group agrees and there is no difference of opinion, then you jump in and you say, actually, I think something else. Or...
Okay, so just... even if they are agreed, I just say no. My opinion is.
Yeah, you want to argue for the other side just to make the discussion more interesting. Okay.
All right.
All right. And now the summarizer at the end of our discussion. Who's going to summarize? I think it's 45 for sure. 45. You are the summarizer. All right. Congratulations. Woohoo! Okay, here are our roles. Everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. And let me put up the questions on the screen again. And Osman is going to read the questions and point to participants for them to answer. Are you guys ready?
Yes. Let's go.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Cultural differences. Okay, where is my...
I start with the first one, or...
Well, no, you can choose other questions. Leader, what question would you like to choose? I'll prepare it on the screen.
Yeah, I can see the screen. So our first question for today is...
Oh, you're going? Okay, let's go. Mm-hmm. Sorry, time start.
Would you prefer to live in a monoculture or multicultural society? Why? Explain that. Go ahead for first participant.
You mean me, right? Okay. Well, I mean, it's great to have a multicultural society because I think it gives more tolerance to people to show off their true selves, because when you look around, you can see people from different cultures and different societies, and so when they come together, they feel more confident sharing their opinions or cultures. And when there is difference, that creates an environment to show off our true selves. So I'd rather live in a multicultural society.
But in multicultural, there can even be differences among people, which might cause a lot of fights between them.
Well,
yeah. You're saying if they live in a closed society, they will not be open-minded.
Yeah, exactly. Like if there are differences between them, then there can be some, fights also.
Yeah. Okay. Devil's advocate.
But
yeah.
if you live in a multicultural, there's a lot of hate between these cultures. So I think it's sometimes better if you're just in a monoculture. So everyone is kind to the other one, or don't hate him because he's not from another culture.
In monoculture, there can be like-minded people, and they won't have any differences. So everyone will be same. So there's no point of having any differentiation among people. Unlike in multiculture, where people will be of different culture and their thoughts can clash among themselves.
So 45. Can you summarize what they all said?
Oh, the leader. I think summary will be at the end, okay? At the end. 45 will choose something that she likes to talk about, okay? All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's my first time. So I move on to next question, or
okay.
keep
It's up to you. You're the leader. You want to move on to the next question? You want to talk about number 3?
Okay. Let's talk about number 3. Is it better to marry someone from same culture background or your own? Or from your own culture,
or another culture. Sorry, it's a mistake. Or another culture. Yeah, go for it, guys.
Okay, well, Zahra, do you have any?
I guess it's gonna vary from person to person. Like some people, they prefer to explore, because if you're gonna marry someone from a different background, you're probably gonna experience different behaviors. And if you are an open person who are willing to try new things and explore, because you're gonna end up meeting families and having cultural shocks, and it's gonna be kind of a cool experience for you. But in the other hand, it can be very difficult. You can have disagreements, also, like, if you both don't speak a common language, like if you only speak English as a second language, sometimes it may be hard for you to express yourself clearly without like having some problems like to express emotions. And well, I guess that's it.
As long as both the couple understands each other, the culture won't be a problem between them. And if it's so, then they can resolve it by having a conversation with.
Sorry, could you clarify? I don't think
Someone
we,
has
I don't think we
someone has
understood.
open mic.
Could you clarify the last point? I didn't think everybody could hear.
As long as the couple understands each other, so there won't be any difference as such. Because when you marry a person or you love someone, you don't see the culture. You just meet them, you know how they are, and culture will become a secondary thing. So even if she or he is from different culture, you won't have any problem.
Oh, I see. Thank you so much, RK77. I'm sorry, you were not part of the discussion group, but thank you for your opinion. That's great. Okay, good.
So,
all right.
So who left? Zahra is next. Do you have anything to say about this?
Zahra, do you have anything to say about question number 3?
I think she went offline.
Oh, I see. We lost Zahra. Okay. Anybody else? Leader, what shall we do?
We should move to next question, maybe.
Okay. Good idea.
Okay. So number 4 is, do you think that English language as a major international do you think that the English language as a major international force has a negative effect on minor cultures? Why or why not? Support your view. Do you guys think that English language is negatively affecting the minor cultures?
No, because we have to communicate with other language or with other people, and it's not good if we can't. So I think it's important to speak a language what everyone can speak.
Yeah, you mean there should be a common language between everybody. But don't you think that when English arrives, people find it that English is very more beneficial to them, to their career and financially, so they start losing their own culture and they lose their own native languages?
No, I don't think that they lose their languages because there are many. I think they won't lose their languages because they are growing up with their languages. And I don't think that people are starting to teach their own kids only into the English language, And that's the reason why the languages still be or still exist.
Okay, so you're saying it will not affect those cultures, minor cultures?
No.
So Nitus.
I agree with Nitus' opinion. The language will be erase another language. The English language will not erase another language because many people who can talk more than two main language in their life, in their society, and they can manage well to present their native language, and they can also to talk fluently in English. So I think English is not give a negative effect to other language. That's my comment.
Okay.
Wait, when all Creed was that, me as a devil, well, whatever that was, should I argument against my own opinion when I thought that and someone is playing piano? I just kill.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened just now, but we still have a minute. What would you like to do? You wanna go tackle the last question?
I have a little bit input about this.
Yes.
I think I experienced this in here in Pakistan that there's a feeling that if they learn English, it will be more beneficial for them, like financially and to progress their career. So a lot of people here, they are not learning their native language like they should be. So it's in my opinion that it does have a little negative effect, but by learning English, you open up to new cultures and learn so much more things. But I think it's a good thing to learn new language. It seems that 30 seconds left. Should I ask for the next question or?
Yeah, well, maybe somebody can respond to this, and then we can just wrap up. Okay? Does anybody else want to? Does anyone agree with our leader here?
I agree.
Okay.
I think like not in minor cultures, it's gonna be like a kind of a negative effect, especially if they talk in more than one dialect. It's gonna be hard for them to speak a common language, so they're gonna end up seeking for English because, well, I guess it's the most spoken language in the world, or at least one of the most ones, and it's gonna be a safe space that they can communicate between the different dialects, and that's gonna play a toll in a culture because I guess the language is gonna be one of the most fundamental aspects of a culture.
Yes. Wow. That's a very good point. Thank you. I think maybe we can close off right here. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. Round 2 was very successful as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
So what do you guys think? Yeah, this is really good. Let's ask our participants. How did you do? How did you do? So feedback from yourself first of all. How did you do this time around? We had the leader, maybe Osman. How did you do? What do you think?
I think there was a little mix-up with how should we play this game. It was my first time.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll do better next time.
Oh no! Again, don't be hard on yourself. I think that you took charge of the situation and you did a very good job. You directed people, and so on.
I think I should have known every participant's name, so I could have better conducted this.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Yeah, my perception is very different. I think you did a very good job. Yeah, so don't worry about that. Yeah, really.
Well,
for a first time, that was awesome. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Very good. Anybody else want to make a statement? Omen, we
For
lost.
me, our leader did a great job. That's why I don't speak a lot about the time. He can't keep the time, can't manage the time very well. And when Zahra left, I tried to took her position and tried to start to talk.
That's great. Wow, that's good for you. You're trying to fill in the missing role. That's awesome. That's really good. Thank you. Anybody else? Apenas, are you still here?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I feel like I have some problems when I'm supposed to talk. Like I'm pressed to talk, and that's one of the scenarios I feel like I'm in, and I have to correct this. If I'm on a more casual conversation, I'll feel more relaxed, and therefore I'll talk better. But well, gotta put myself in the tough situation so I can improve.
Yeah, you know, guys, it's so interesting to me as a teacher that all of you are so hard on yourselves. Like, I need to do this, I need to do this. But from my point of view, you guys did so well. Really, you should acknowledge the things that you did really well, and feel confident about it. Especially, you know, you made some very good points, and all of you made this discussion very pleasant and fruitful, I believe. So yeah, so just to have a very balanced view of yourself, okay? Always remember to acknowledge the positive. Yes, there are things to improve, and that's great that you know about them, but also, you know, acknowledge the good things that you've done. That's great. And then just one more person, I think is 45 or Nitus? What do you guys think? 45, were you able to say enough?
I wasn't able to say anything. I didn't butt in the conversation.
Okay. Was it because you felt pressure? You didn't want to jump in, or was there a reason?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Okay. So maybe let's try. If you want to if you want to be a part of round 3. Let's try to put you in round 3, okay? So that you have a chance to say something, and if you want that, is that okay?
It's fine.
Okay. All right, but I just noticed that there's a noise where you are. It's a noisy environment. Okay. So from my point of view, the second round was amazing. It was really good. The leader did a great job. And Nitus, are you there? I must commend you too. You did a very good job. Where is Nitus? I think
he left.
Oh, he left. Okay. Well, he did a great job, especially as a devil's advocate, and it was his first time. So exactly, that was great. That was great. Yeah. So I think I would only improve. What would I improve about this discussion? Maybe more assertiveness from people to jump in and to say, well, I agree with you, but, or say something like, could you clarify? So I'd like you to focus more on these different tools that we are using during the discussion. If you don't exactly understand what the other person said, ask them for clarification, and maybe it's good to respond to those to the previous opinion. But overall, I think it was just amazing. Amazing. Thank you. And we still didn't talk about question number 5. So maybe we can start with that question for round 3. So let's ask for volunteers for round 3. I know Sapphire and Gun wanted to go, right? Are you guys still here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have Gun Granier one more time, second time.
Yes.
I'm still here, so if nobody's going, I'll go.
Okay, and then we have who else wanted to go? I think there was also Joe. Joe, are you still here?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I can volunteer if.
Oh, okay. But wait a second then. Somebody else spoke up just now.
Okay.
Travail, you wanted to go again? Okay. Okay, so we
45
have...
didn't get her chance last time.
Yes, so 45, thank you. Joe and Travail. Okay, I just need to... You have a French spelling, so I need to... I don't want to make a mistake in your name. Okay, and one more 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more person.
I can try.
Oh yes, who was this?
Why? You're right. BR the
Oh, Bira! Oh, Bira! Welcome! So, thanks so much for joining us, Bira.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. Well, let's see. All right, guys. I think I have a very good feeling about this group. This is going to be just amazing. So, let's draw our discussion roles.
Let's go.
Here's our wheel. Loading the wheel. Are you guys ready? We are choosing our leader. Congratulations, Joe.
Okay.
You are going.
Thank you.
Were you the leader last time?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
For the arts discussion, yeah, I was the leader.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Next, we're choosing a timekeeper. Okay. Congratulations, Troveo. Now, just because you are a timekeeper doesn't mean that you don't give your opinion. So yeah, you just have an additional role, okay? All right.
Okay.
Next, active participant, number 1. Haha! Now you'll get your chance. Now you'll get your chance. Oh, I think I made a mistake here. Just a second. We need to get an active participant role doubled. Here we go. Active participant number 2. Who is it going to be? Congratulations, Bira. You are active participant number 2.
I want to be active participant.
Well, no, you can.
I have a bad feeling. I think I'm going to be devil's advocate at this point. Okay.
Sapphire. Gun, you are going to be our summarizer, but that's not a problem because you also are expected to talk a lot. So congratulations all. I think we all know our rules. And since Joe, you're the leader, do you think you want to start with the question that was not addressed? Or which one? You have a choice.
Yeah. We can start with the question number 5.
Okay, I suspect this question is going to take 10 minutes to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good subject.
It's a deep question, and I think Sapphire might tell you about Esperanto, which was such an experiment in history. So, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you guys ready?
Let's go.
Okay,
Time
first of all,
start.
I'm gonna read the question for you. Okay, some people think that if everyone in the world spoke the same language, we would be able to achieve world peace. Do you agree? Why or why not? Support your opinion. I think we can start with Bira. Bira, you can start.
Okay. I do agree with that. The reason why is because knowing that we are able to understand a lot of things and very easier at the same time while having the same codes and under the same language, it will make everything to go smoother and way easier for everybody. And it will be less risky because everybody knows what to do and which pattern they should go politically and even historically probably. And so it will make everything stronger for their nation and even for each local site, if anything. And as for their personal life, they will also need less effort in order to understand each other because they'll be able to get to know their habits very easily and very quickly. And when something happens, they know what to do and whatever things that they're supposed to avoid and prevent from each other. Thanks.
I also.
Okay, that was very good. Thank you, Bira. 45. If you have some, counter arguments, or you can continue the discussion.
You should support yourself.
I
All
don't really agree with you because Uh, um, I don't really know how to put in words. I would love to hear other languages because I would get the opportunity to learn other languages like other people. I'm sure other people would get the opportunity or like would love the opportunity to learn other languages. So yeah, I think.
Well, in that case, personally speaking, I believe that it is true that everybody would like to hear something new, even when it comes to languages, because languages is a very colorful culture. I mean, part of our colorful culture in the world. However, when it comes to peace, then that means it comes to a point where understanding is the highest priority among all. And in order to achieve that very high understanding, everybody requires to fully understand every single pattern, every single sort of points of view in every a certain point in whatever fields and whatever situations that they are into. It doesn't matter whether it comes to a personal life or even something very critical like political matters. But when you are into something that you clearly understand in the language or in any kind of thing and based on the certain culture, then it is true that you will be able to solve something way faster. And even if something goes way beyond, you know what to do. And you just don't have to learn something new again because everything is just all there in your dictionary all over your head.
Well,
nice, good point.
I guess that it would be easy to understand and everything, but hearing one language over and over and over again will get very bland and boring. And I don't put in words. Oh God.
So, having
Personally,
everybody speaking on the same tongue would contribute to world peace.